Hello, this is Tan from Artemis Oracle doing your reading for whenever you happen to come across it. This is a timeless reading, and though I will mention the AE portal passed recently, it's currently we're currently under the full moon in Aquarius because today is August 10th. So something may have happened on the 8th besides the AE portal, or the number 8 may be significant to you in some way, or at least the number 6, because I was in my Queen of the Moon Oracle deck and the Path card came out as I was shuffling, and I found it very I had to share. I was like, no, I have to include this message in a reading, especially considering what we're currently under the full moon in Aquarius. The full moons are about releasing, right? And the full moon in Aquarius is about being authentic, showing the world of you, being yourself. So the message here is, the way is open for you. The path is illuminated. Begin the journey now. Respond and take action. You must be courageous and move forward. Yesterday in the new moon reading, I mentioned in the Moonology book, it asks, one of the questions asked, in what ways are you not allowing yourself to move forward? How are you creating blockages? How are you letting obstacles get in your way? And those can be obstacles that you create yourself, or they could be external obstacles, right? But let me continue reading. And the affirmation for this card is, I am open and responsive to the opening of the way. If there's a will, there's a way. When we accept where we are, acknowledge what needs to change, and to grow and begin to love ourselves more completely, the direction of our lives begins to change. We often decide we want to follow a more authentic way for ourselves, and our desires become more aligned with the needs, wants, and values of our true selves. Imagine we are lost in a dark forest and can hardly see. There is no visible path, and every way looks exactly the same. We feel burdened by shadows and are not sure we should even move because we are so paralyzed by fear and uncertainty. Then the sunshine somehow breaks through the clouds and leaf canopy, and there, I'm reading so badly. I'm a better reader, I promise. Then the sunshine somehow breaks through the clouds and the leaf canopy, and there ahead is a path illuminated in golden light. It is clear now the direction we should head. The path is not only visible, but it is inviting us forward, and so instead of just standing there, we can't wait to step on it and move forward. The path is lit, and now it's time to walk upon it. The stone, the companion stone or metal, is pyrite, which is also known as fool's gold. So I find it very interesting that this card came out, because like I mentioned, that sometimes we have to step. I mentioned in the reading I did I posted it on Friday, and about us having to walk through a portal. I mentioned the black door. You don't know what's on the other side of it. The black door doesn't necessarily have to be a door, but it could be a doorway where it's completely dark and you don't know what's on the other side of it. So you have to take a chance and decide whether you're going to go cross that threshold and see what's on the other side of it, or you're going to allow your fear to hold you back. Like this card mentions, the message mentions for this card. Are you going to allow yourself to be held back by fear, or are you willing to take a risk and move forward towards the unknown, regardless of what may be there? It could be something better than you expected. But the thing is, you have to have faith and take the necessary actions. You have to be courageous and be ready to face what may stand on the other side of that. Because if there's fear involved, that indicates that there's a negative mindset involved, and that's something that you have to change. I understand that completely. I am still going through the process myself, so I'm not I'm not completely healed. I'm still healing. Doing this is helping me heal. Me putting myself out there is helping me heal. Me possibly facing judgment for sharing my thoughts, my feelings, even sharing the fact that I love tarot and oracle cards, that I like reading, that I believe in the supernatural. That I don't care, that's me, that's what I like, that's what I believe in, because I think everything is magic. I think you're magic, I think I'm magic, we're all magic, and sometimes you have to do things that are scary, regardless of what anybody else thinks, because as long as you're being authentic and true to yourself, the people who love you, who support you, will be there for you, right? And the people who don't, they let them stay in their dream, where they're delusional and they believe everything that they're told rather than coming to their own conclusions and seeing things for what they are, you know. And you know, I mean, I could be considered delusional for believing what I believe in, but I think this is what allows me to have optimism, have hope that things in my life will improve, that I will improve, that I will get better, and that people can get better, that people can improve, and that they can heal, you know? So whatever path that you're on, you're considering taking, think about what would you like to happen, you know? What would you like there to be, you know? You may see something on the other side of it that it aligns with what you truly want, but in order for you to actually see it, you have to be willing to take the chance and go past that threshold, you know? Okay, so that's the message. I'm going to timestamp this. So we're going to go into the what's the news, just to see what's going to maybe coming up whenever you come across this video. The reading starts at 6:15 for what's the news. Let's see what may be coming up whenever you come across this reading. I feel like Ray Charles, like, you know, I'm looking around. Okay, quick getaway, runner escaping. Love bombing, overly attentive, showered with affection for personal gain. Snack, obsession, physical attraction, sex appeal. I feel like some of you are going to be moving away from this type of energy. I feel like a key player, important person playing an essential role, replaceable. Okay, so some of you may have been in a situation where someone has been love bombing you, that this has been more of a physical relationship, sex-based, more physical than emotional. And someone may have been love bombing you, telling you things that they thought that you wanted to hear, or you probably did like it, you know, you were probably eating it up. And I was about to say they probably ate you up too. But I think some of you may be moving away from this. You may be running away from this. And that could be what the portal is. Moving away from this type of energy where you're like dealing with low vibrational people who are operating off their base needs, base desires, rather than wanting to build valuable connections. You may be, in the bottom of the deck it says key player, long haul, and detective. So I spy with my little eye when I saw the detective card. I feel like some of you are like getting some insight that's really acting as a catalyst for you wanting to move away from this energy. You know, you may no longer be satisfied with what you're receiving, and it's probably less than you've ever wanted, you know, so you want more for yourself. So you just want to move away from that. And with these cards, detective, long haul, and key player, I've got a bunch of cyclists over here. I feel like some of you are just want to be focusing more on situations where you can be with people who are important, who will be valuable, who would add value to your life, that would be there for the long haul, that would be there for the long term. With the key player, important person playing a central role, or replaceable. There may be somebody that you may meet that you feel like that way about, or may feel that way about you. And the other one, long haul, integrated long-term intentions, invested. You want somebody who's going to be invested in you, you know, who will see you as a valuable player, someone who is an MVP of sorts. Yeah, still been digging for dirt accusations. There's a guy on a bike. Got nice legs. Probably done. Oh god, I'm stooping right now. There's a bunch of cyclists around here. They just came out of nowhere. So been digging for dirt. So yeah, I feel like some of you may be finding something out, and you're like, you know what? You may be interacting with someone, and this is just piquing your interest, and it's causing you to try to change where you're putting your focus on. That you want to be focusing on people who, like I said, are MVPs, who will see you as MVP, who you see as an MVP, and you just be MVPs together. You know, like you could dance, you could build, and have something that can last for a long haul. Doesn't necessarily have to be like as a separate message, this could also be with business, this could be with work, career opportunities, something maybe getting your interest that may cause you to want to invest your energy, your resources towards someone, or someone may be seeing you in that way. You know, maybe they're seeing something in you and they're like, oh, you know, I could provide this opportunity to somebody. Keep her, could be somebody that's very important. Like it says, I would say VIP for some reason. It says important person, but I'm thinking VIP. Someone who has some type of authority. What else? Authority. Maybe some pull where they can like pull some strings for you. So yeah, we got 2 messages from those cards. Yeah, you have squad here. Reconciliation, soul tribe, close friends. So that may be, you know, maybe meeting your soul tribe, people who are aligned with you, aligned with your beliefs, your thoughts. Okay, what else? I know I haven't really been using tarot. So I'm gonna leave these cards out. I need to meet new people. If I don't change my environment, I'm gonna keep meeting the same type of people. Okay, let's find out about the spirit. Spirit. Ooh. Yeah. The 3 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're gonna be like whatever the situation was, with the love bombing and the snack and the I feel like you want to move away from that because it's just causing you more pain than necessary. More stress, anxiety. Yeah, it probably had you in your head too. Yeah, Knight of Wands. You may have been dealing with somebody who was just, like I said, operating off their base desires. This could be a past situation too that you moved away from. Because we have the Tower and the Empress. So whoever this is, with the Detective card coming out, I feel like some of you may find out that you're pregnant, or the person that you were dealing with was dealing with somebody else, or has a relationship, or is in a relationship with somebody else, and they had a child with them, or they're expecting a child. Yeah, I think right now you're in this place where you're considering what you want to do moving forward. Now that you've come to this, like you move past the 2 of Wands, which is where you're at a crossroads, deciding what action you want to take, and you decided to move away from the situation. It's going to allow you the time and the space to consider what you want for yourself moving forward. You know, you are probably already gone through that emotional purge, because we see this waterfall right here, and this person is like sitting there waiting. Maybe you're wanting to meet somebody new, and you moving away from this person is creating that space to allow someone to fill a seat that's no longer being filled by someone who has been deceptive in some way. For Pentacles, I feel like right now you want to focus more so on your stability and keep up a boundary. I don't know, because the reason why I say boundaries is because this person has the sunflowers blocking them in a way, you know. So I feel like you may be in this place where you wanted to protect what it is that you have already, and you're not going to be allowing any other energies to take from you, or you're no longer going to be giving out to any other energies unless they prove themselves in some way. I feel like judgment, yeah. I don't know why I said prove themselves, but I feel like that may be what you're wanting to do, you know. I saw the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, you want something that's going to be like the long haul, something that can stand the test of time. 10 of Pentacles is something that is a long haul. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of focused effort and a commitment, you know. To reach this, you have to be committed to this. Yeah, you're making a judgment call. But if something isn't going to lead to this, then it's something that you're going to dead. With the judgment card, that's the Scorpio energy. Yeah, the Queen of Swords came out. Yeah, you're going to be looking at things more from a logical standpoint. Maybe you've been operating more like, maybe, I don't know, like using more emotions than anything, but now you want to be more logical with whatever decisions you are making. And the Queen of Swords is balanced. And how is it balanced? Maybe because it's Libra energy. And judgment, you know. Yeah, you're going to be keeping up a boundary. You know, you're going to be moving forward, but you're going to be keeping up a boundary to protect yourself from any other energies that may have been vampiric. I wanted to say that. Yeah, moving forward, because we saw the Seven of Wands, and then, yeah, look at this. Yeah, you want to change. You want to make a change. You want to make a change. You're manifesting a change. You no longer want to be in this energy where you're afraid, you're overthinking, you're stressed out, aren't able to sleep at night, maybe even having bad dreams. It's stressed out. It's not worth it, you know? So if this is you, it seems like you're doing what you have to do to protect yourself and to value yourself and not deal with people who aren't going to see your value and treat you accordingly. Okay. Now I get your talisman, your protection message, and then I'm going to end the reading. What's the protection message for the collective that resonates with this reading so far? What is the protection message for the collective that resonates with this reading so far? What is the protection message for the collective that resonates with this reading so far? If this reading resonates with you at all, please like and share, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section. If you're interested in booking a personal reading, you can check the link down in the comments, in the description box, or in the About Me page of my channel to book a reading on Etsy. I have two options. They're video readings that will be posted on YouTube but unlisted, so I will provide you the link and then you'll be able to see it. And you can share with whoever you wish to share it with. So Elixir of Life is your protection message, and the shadow message is willpower. Okay, so I'm going to read those messages to you. Elixir of Life. Mortality is a reminder that life is short. The Elixir of Life card does not offer immortality, but shows up in a reading to remind you that there are things that are greater than us, and by adopting this philosophy, we can become part of a whole that is of itself immortal. We want both simplicity and abundance, and seeing the pure energy connecting us can be liberating. Our unconditional capacity for love and kindness is immeasurable and has the ability to remove all fear. Acknowledging the laws of nature that govern the universe places on us the power and responsibility to create our own sense of meaning. Energy lives forever. Okay. I feel like this is more so about you putting your energy towards things that align with you, that you want to sustain and would like to continue to be a part of something that continues to sustain even long past when you're gone. And that could be the same thing with your relationships, you know. I'm gonna hold this so I can read this to you guys. There's a train passing by. Willpower. It's time to channel your willpower with fierce dedication. You have set your objectives, and by applying discipline, commitment, and courage, you will achieve your goals. At times, your target may seem too far away, or people might try to convince you to adjust your expectations, but you alone know the power that you hold within. Stay confident in your abilities and focus on the next step in front of you. The dominant presence of the bull is helping you through the test of your strength and resilience. Your victory is within reach. I persevere. So whatever it is that you want to go towards, even if it's with your healing process, it's with your healing, it's going to require you to become disciplined. Disciplined with how you spend your time and energy and who you invest your time and energy with, you know? And if it's not about love, it's about where you spend your time and energy on with other areas in your life. Like with your family, your friends, your career, your personal pursuits, your hobbies that align with who you are and are an embodiment of you. If you're facing any challenges, know that you do have the strength within you. You just need to call on that energy that you have, that elixir of life, and apply it towards the things that you value, that you want to see growth, you want that are sustainable and that will continue to stand the test of time, that can go the long haul, you know? So I'm going to leave the reading there. I hope this reading was helpful in some way. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe to Artemis Oracle. My name is Tan. I'm your reader, and I'm wishing you a great day, afternoon, or evening ahead. Bye.